Hey everybody, we're Jane Barbe, and if there's one thing we got in common, we all love our moms. Right, guys?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Of course.
Guys, one thing my mom used to do, which was really fun, was she was pretty generous with sick days. In like grade school and high school, she didn't give a shit that we had sick days. She just would let us use them. Like we were an employee, and it was just like you get this many vacation days.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, I don't really want to go to school today. Mostly high school. She would just be like, all right, and she'd call the school, and she'd be looking at me, and she'd be like, hey, Adam's really sick right now, and he's not gonna be able to make it in. And then one time, she called. I was like, I've called in sick a lot this month, and she goes, oh, that's fine. And she called and said, I'm not feeling well at all, and it'd really help if Adam was here to help take care of me. And then she hung up and looked at me and was like, that was good, wasn't it?
So my mom does this adorable thing. Whenever she's imitating somebody who she thinks is like trying to be cool in some way, she does this thing where she's like, oh, and they're all just fancy like this. And she moves around like that, and she does it no matter who she's talking about. If she's talking about like Obama dressing up for the presidency, or whether she's talking about like, I don't know, Coco Chanel, or like some thug on the street that's got his hat on backwards. It doesn't matter. No matter what, it's always like this. And I love it. It makes me laugh every single time.
Oh my God. When I was little, my mom used to do this thing where we'd be driving around. When you're little, you don't like look up and you know where you're going all the time. You're kind of bored and you just want to like get to the place that you're going. So to make it more exciting, my mom always used to pretend we were gonna crash. And she used to do this thing where if we were driving and she was in a turn and I was looking at her, she'd look over at me and then she'd just be like, "Whoa! Oh, she's great. I love my mama.
We all
love. You guys all love my mom?
So, probably have never told you this, but I used to be fat in like 5th grade. I was like 150 pounds, just a big kid, big kid. So we were at Kmart, and you know I will remember this moment forever. I just started crying, like just crying so much. And she's like, Spencer, she's like, Spencer, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I was like, can we get undershirts? Because I have like boobs. And I just kept crying, and she never made fun of me, and she should have, but she didn't. And she was just like, we'll get them tight, it'll be great, don't worry about it, and we'll never talk about it, and it's okay, and you're great. And
that is so nice.
I was probably around one year old, and my mom used to do this thing. When she would give me a bath, she would bathe me, of course. I was too young to bathe myself. And then when she would take me out of the bath, she would put a towel on the ground, and she'd place me in the center of the towel, and she'd pull up all 4 corners around my body, and she would pick it up. So I was kind of like just a satchel of a baby. And I would start giggling, and she'd pull the satchel into the living room, and she'd go up to my dad and be like, Bob, do you know where Jesse is? And like, I would have the tiniest little giggles from that. I'd be like, I couldn't help but giggle, because I would really think that my dad had no idea I was in there.
Happy Mother's Day from Jane Barbe.